Hey, we are back, and today we are talking about multiplying rational numbers. Remember, rational numbers are three things. They are a fraction that can be written as a terminating decimal or a repeating decimal. So here we go. We are going to multiply these. We have -8 multiplied by, those parentheses just mean multiplying, 6/7. Now, what I'm seeing here is I'm seeing that 8 is negative and the 6/7 is positive. So just a little review. Anytime when you're doing multiplication and you have a negative number multiplied by a positive number, the answer is negative. Anytime you have a positive number multiplied by a negative number, the answer, negative number, the answer is negative. Anytime you have a positive number multiplied by a positive number, drum roll please, the number is positive. And lastly, anytime you have a negative number multiplied by another negative number, it equals a positive. And for the bonus question of the day, anytime you have a negative number multiplied by a negative number multiplied by a negative number, well, what is that? Well, the negative and the negative, that's a positive. And then a positive times a negative is a negative. Okay. So those are just multiplying positive and negative numbers, which is what we have here. We have a negative number multiplied by a positive number, which means the answer is going to be negative. But for right now, we're not going to worry about that until the very end. Let's go ahead and multiply these fractions. Well, 8 right now doesn't look like a fraction, but whenever you're multiplying by fractions, you want to go ahead and make 8 a fraction. And you can just do that by going 8/1 because 8 divided by 1 is just 8. So it's the same thing. Those are equivalent fractions. So one thing we want to do is whenever you are multiplying, and see this is I'm going to use these pens here, multiplying fractions. This is a nice little pink multiplication sign. Whenever you're multiplying fractions, first thing you want to do is look to cross cancel, and then you multiply across. Okay, let's do that again. Every time you're multiplying fractions, first you want to cross cancel, and then multiply across. One last time. Anytime you're multiplying fractions, first you want to cross cancel and then multiply across. Okay, back to the problem. Here, we have -8/1 times 6/7. So we are multiplying, so the first thing we want to do is look to cross cancel. Oh, that wasn't a very good X. Let me see so you can see it. Cross cancel, is that better? That's better. Okay, cross cancel. And when we cross cancel, we're looking for common factors. Are there any common factors between 8 and 7? No. Are there any factors between 1 and 6? Well, anytime you have a 1, there's no common factors besides just 1. So there's none there. So since we attempted to cross cancel, but there was nothing we could cancel out, now we're just going to multiply across. So -8 times 6 is -48. And then 1 times 7 is 7. And then we look for any common factors because we need to multiply and put the answer in simplest form. And 7, the factors of 7 are just 1 and 7 doesn't go into 48. So that would be our final answer. So we could write it as -48/7, or we could write it as a mixed number, which would be how many times does 7 go into 48? It goes in 6 times. Because 6 times 7 is 42, and then how many are left over? Well, from 48 minus 42, there are 6. So it'd be 6, and you just keep that number on the bottom, 6/7. So there you go. Negative. Whoops, almost forgot that. Can't forget that. Okay, so it's -48/7 would be the improper fraction, and -6 and 6/7 would be the mixed number of the same thing. Okay, let's go down to additional example 1b, multiplying a fraction and an integer. So we're going to multiply and write the answer in simplest form. Oh my goodness. Okay, we have number 2, and then we have 5 1/3. Okay, we're multiplying fractions, so we're still going to whenever we're multiplying, we're going to look to cross cancel and then multiply across, right? But for this one, it has a mixed number. Whenever you're multiplying, you have to change the mixed number into an improper fraction. Okay? And how you do that is you just go 3 times 5. It's super easy. So 3 times 5, and then whatever that is, you add 1 to it and keep 3 on the bottom. So I'm going to rewrite this 2 here. And I'm going to go 3 times 5, which is, you're right, 15, plus 1, 16. So 16 over 3. Okay, those are the same thing. And then I'm just going to make this 2 over 1, change it to a fraction, 2 over 1. And now I'm looking to cross cancel. I'm looking across. Are there any common factors between 2 and 3? Nope. Any common factors between 1 and 16? Nope. So all I do is just multiply across. 2 times 16, ooh, what's that? That would be 32. And then 1 times 3 is 3. So that would be the improper fraction. And if we want to change that to an mixed number, we're just trying to see how many times 3 goes into 32. And it goes in 10 times. And how many are left over? 2. You put the remainder up there, and then you keep this denominator 2 over 3. And these are the same thing. So there you go. Okay, now it is time for our pause dragon. It is now time for you to pause. It's time for you to pause. Here he is. Woohoo, there he is. It's time for you to pause, pause, pause. And you guys need to work out. Check it out, example 1A, and check it out, example 1B. So pause your video. Oh, cute. There's his little paws. They're so cute. Pause your video, and when you get done with those, come back and check the answers. You can do it. You can do it. Okay, bye. All right, we are back. Okay, I see. Check it out, example 1A. We're going to multiply and write the answer in simplest form. Let's see how you guys did. So first thing, we're going to change this -3 into a fraction, and we are going to look to cross cancel and then multiply across. Are there any common factors between -3 and 8? No. Any common factors between 1 and 5? No. Multiply across. Boom. -3 times 5 is -15. Woohoo. 1 times 8 is 8. And there we go. -15 over 8, or let's change it to a mixed number. 8 goes into 15 how many times? 1 time. And how many are left over? 7 on top. We keep the 8 on the bottom in the denominator, and it is negative. So there we go. -15 over 8. That is the improper fraction. -1 and 7/8 is the mixed number, and that is our final answer. If you got that right, good job. Woohoo! Good job. All right. Okay, on to the next one. Check it out, example 1B. Oh, here we go. We have this mixed number again. So we're going to have to first change that to an improper fraction. Okay, so here we go. I'm going to rewrite the 4 times 5 times, remember we multiply this and then add this. 5 times 9 is 45 plus 2, 47. Ooh, this is a big number. All over 5. Okay, we're multiplying, so I need to change this 4 over 1. Okay, we are going to look to, whenever you're multiplying, we look to cross cancel and then multiply across. Okay, let's see. Are there any common factors between 4 and 5? No. What about 1 and 47? No. Okay, so we're just going to multiply across. All right, I do not know what 47 times 4 is right off the top of my head, so I'm going to do a little fancy multiplication. 4 times 7 is 28. I'm going to write the 8 and carry the 2. 4 times 4, 16 plus 2. 16 plus 2 is 18, so it's 188. That's a lot, 188. And then 1 times 5, multiply across on the bottom, which is 5. All right, that's pretty nice. Now we just need to change it into a mixed number. Okay, I don't know how many times 5 goes into 188, so I'm going to go over on the side and do my little long division. And you know how much the pause dragon loves long division. Woohoo, I love long division. It's the best thing ever. Okay, we're going to do it by hand. 5 goes into, does it go into 1? No. Does it go into 18? Yes. How many times? How many times does 5 go into 18? It goes in 3 times. And then we go 3 times 5 is 15. 18 minus 15. Well, 8 minus 5 is 3. 1, okay. And then what do? Yes, we drop it like it's hot. Drop it like it's hot. All right. 5 goes into 38. How many times? It goes in 7. 7 times 5 is 35. All right. 38 minus 35. Okay, that's 3. Okay, so we need to keep going. So I'm going to write the decimal here, write it there, add a 0, and Drop it like it's hot. Drop it like it's hot. How many times does 5 go into 30? It goes in 6 times. 6 times 5 is 30. And then we have a remainder of 0, which is awesome because we know we have the answer. Oh, I didn't mean to do that. I just need to see how many times 37 goes, how many times 5 goes into 188. Okay, you're like, what are you doing? Joy, what are you doing? Okay, so 5 goes into 188 37 times. I forgot. We're changing this to a mixed number. All right. Well, okay, so 5 goes into 188 37 times. That's a lot of times. Sometimes I just get in the zone of long division and then lose myself. I don't know. That's a joke. All right, we're moving on. Okay, 5 goes into 188 37 times. Okay, I need to figure out, well, how many are left over? To do that, I got to figure out, well, how much is 37 times 5? So I'm going to do a little multiplication here. 7 times 5 is 35. Write the 5, carry the 3. 5 times 3 is 15, plus 3, 18. Ooh, 185. Well, how many are left over? There are 3. There are 3. The difference between 188 and 185 is 3. So there's 3 left over, 3 out of 5. And there you go. Sorry for the little detour in my long division. I got kind of lost in long division. But this is the answer. 188 divided by 5 equals, it's the same thing as a mixed number, as 37 and 3/5. So if you got that right, yokedeki mashita. You did a good job. Good job. All right. I will see you later. Bye.